Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. It's been a while since we've done a Chelsea news video, and today I want to talk to you about the reported £300 million clear out that reportedly is coming out of Chelsea this summer in order to comply with financial fair play and potentially fund the squad reinforcements, re-enhancements for the upcoming season. At the moment, there's no real sign that anything major is going to be changing at the club. And to be quite honest, as much as we've spent a lot of time saying Pochettino's not the right guy, at this point in time, as long as Chelsea keep on winning, I'm going to back whatever is put in front of us because that is what we do as fans. But let's take a little look first of all at this reported clear out. This comes from the Daily Mail. Chelsea could raise almost 300 million quid in major clear out to comply with Premier League's financial rules. We're going to go through these ones one by one. Gallagher, 50 million. Sterling, 50 million. Lukaku, 37 million. Kepa, 35 million. Maatsen, 35 mil. Hall, 27 mil. Broja, 13. Chalobah, 13. Cucurella, 13. And Ziyech, 10. We're going to go through all of these because, to be fair, I think only 2 of them, maybe 3 of them, are actually accurate prices. Gallagher for 50 million. I just think outright this is a bad idea to sell. I understand that it will probably be the most likely sale that Chelsea will make because of the pure profit. He's English, he's had a good season, so the price will be pretty good. Don't want it to happen. Sterling for 50 million. There's only one way this is happening. Sterling leaves Chelsea for Saudi Arabia. If an offer comes in from Saudi of that fee, that's the only club right now that's going to spend 50 million on Raheem Sterling. When you look at this season, yeah, there's a few goals in there. Overall, the performances is kind of like a player that's kind of playing out his contract and playing out the rest of his career, which to me doesn't make sense. I still think there could be a good footballer in there if there was a bit of fight, if there was a bit of fire still igniting. The guy was winning trophy after trophy at City, and he's gone to Chelsea, fighting in the mid-table last season. Same again this year. You can kind of understand it. Never an excuse though in my book. Lukaku for 37 million. He's still scoring goals at Roma, granted. But I don't know who's going to be spending that kind of money. Kepa for 35 million. Now this is a bloody joke at this point, isn't it? That is half the money that Chelsea spent on Kepa in the first place, which would be a great fee. But I don't see Kepa being sold by Chelsea or someone buying him from Chelsea for anything more than 20 million quid. Lewis Hall for 27 million. There is that Newcastle option in there, but that's not really gone so well. Ian Maatsen for 35 million. He's had a great start to life at Dortmund. Whether it's Dortmund or somebody else, it's not an obligation for Dortmund. So I think that with that clause in the Maatsen contract, at the moment, Chelsea are linked with under 23 left backs. We'll talk about that in a second. But Maatsen for 35 million, I think we could probably get it. Armando Broja for 13 million. At this point, let's be real, he's not set the Premier League on fire. He's not scoring goals. He's not even playing for Fulham. So we'd be lucky to get that. Chalobah for 13 seems about right. Man's not playing either. So the fee that we could have got years ago ain't there no more. Cucurella for 13 million. With the contract that he signed, I do not see this happening. I think there is a world where Marc Cucurella does leave Chelsea, but I don't think Chelsea would be willing to do business at 13 million quid. And Hakim Ziyech, I swear, I'm seeing this £10 million figure coming out. I swear there was something where Ziyech leaves for free at the end of this season. So I don't really know where all of these figures have come from the Daily Mail, but you can either see a valid reason or the potential that all of these players on this list could well be sold by Chelsea in the summer. I want to start first of all by looking deeper into Ian Maatsen, who's been a player that at the start of this season, pre-season, Pochettino using him as a left winger. Maatsen's come out recently and he's basically been telling us that left back, this is no shock to me by the way, left back is my best position. This is where I play my best football, this is where I want to play. Pochettino's reluctance, even with injuries for Chelsea this season, to play Ian Maatsen at left back, it's a mystery to me. I don't understand it. We saw in pre-season he was good going forward, but once again, Chilwell's been good going forward at times, but he's clearly not a left winger, he's a left back. So with Ian Maatsen doing well at Dortmund, it also doesn't come as a surprise to me, but the issue that I have here with Chelsea and the way that we keep on seeing these reports, Fabrizio Romano talking that Chelsea, Manchester United are both in the market to sign a left back this summer. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I've not seen any talks about this, but Ian Maatsen goes to Man United. Chelsea overspend for a bang average under 23 left back. Maatsen absolutely kills it at Manchester United, and Chelsea look stupid. At this point, I don't understand what the obsession is, and it's a problem. It's a big problem that Chelsea aren't even potentially considering buying players that are not over the age of 23. It's absolutely mind-blowing. When you look this season at the results, the performances, the lack of leadership in the squad, in the side throughout the whole season, you need to just change this little format that we've got right now where we're looking at players that are only under the age of 23. The issue is that the vision of the club, in my opinion, was always that if you buy these young players, you can nurture them into more valuable assets for the club, and then when they hit their peak ages, you can sell them for significantly more, making a profit on the signing. The issue is, the problem with spending so much money on these young players is that they're not improving right now. You're spending a lot of money, and only really Malo Gusto, probably Nicholas Jackson, Cole Palmer. There's three there that I would say have been worth the value that Chelsea spent. Malo Gusto for 26 million quid is a bargain. Other European top clubs were massively interested in Gusto. He's been fantastic. Palmer for 40 million. The man is a shoo-in, potentially, for PFA Player of the Year. He won't win it because Chelsea have been shit. You've also there got Nicholas Jackson, who I think has been good value for money in terms of the returns and that potential. But other than that, Chelsea buying all of these youngsters. Andre Santos couldn't even fit in at Nottingham Forest on loan, and he was supposed to be the next best thing out of Brazil. David Washington is a forward, isn't getting a sniff at Chelsea. We're spending 20 million euros on these players. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And their value is not going to increase. So when I see us looking to sell Maatsen for this pure profit, complying with financial fair play, how many times are we going to see Chelsea do this? Where we're selling academy players who are actually better than the prospects that we're bringing in with the potential from Brazil, the potential from across Europe? Doesn't make any sense. And it's going to have to stop at some point, because the academy players are not going to get a sniff at Chelsea because the squad is inflated, bloated. Ironically, this season in the midfield, we've not really seen any of the youngsters get a chance. Enzo has been worked into the ground. Caicedo forced to play every game. Gallagher the same. So the issue with Chelsea right now is that it's only really going to be this summer where there is the potential to make pure profit from the sales of the academy players that are actually still there at the club. You see, Mason Mount sold last summer. Big stories coming out of Man United at the moment that he wasn't signed for football reasons. Insiders at the club, it's not really Chelsea news anymore because that ship has sailed a long time ago. I think there is definitely a world where Gallagher belongs at Chelsea, whether it is as a squad player, as a starter. He's still young, can still be moulded. And I think this season, in terms of the performances, he's been at least a £50 million player. A lot of people would disagree with that. They don't see the product. They don't see what he brings. Fair enough. We've been arguing about this all season long, but particularly with this conversation regarding the left backs, Ian Maatsen is ready. He's there. He's doing it for Dortmund. He's playing so well, yet we are ushering these players out of the door, even when they've got the ability, even when they've got the talent. I think with Maatsen especially, it's definitely been confusing because for whatever reason, Pochettino just didn't see him as a left back in this Chelsea team, despite all of the injuries that we've suffered throughout this season. The next piece of news that we're going to discuss here is buying somebody from Brentford. Chelsea reach agreement with Brentford to appoint Bernardo Cueva as set-piece coach. 36-year-old continues at Brentford until the summer before moving in coup for CFC, regarded as top operator and will lead the department. Set pieces. All right, fair enough. Not really going to get excited about this one until I keep seeing us banging goals from corners. But the problem with a set-piece coach is that he can't make players taller. So he's going to have to do something dramatically brilliant here to be a valuable asset for Chelsea because we've got a short side. You can't just add an extra 6 inches on the head of a centre-back. You can't add an extra 6 inches on the head of a fullback to get in the box and score goals from corners. So this is either going to be a masterstroke or it's another pointless story. To wrap up this video, Maurizio Pochettino and Paul Winstanley were spotted at Brighton again for their Europa League game. Sat in the stands, looking ever so slightly glum. I'm not going to lie to you, but again, the picture's probably been taken and you can read into it however you want. But I will say one thing. Have we not learned our lesson yet? How many times do we have to go and do business with Brighton, fueling money in their pockets so that they can go and recruit incredible talent that they sell on for 10x the next year, and we buy bang average players and stay in the table where Brighton are? In the table. Just wanted to reel this news video off for you. No breathing from me, no breaths, no thoughts, straight off the cuff. Let me know if you enjoyed the video by hitting a like button, subscribe if you are new and haven't already done so. Leicester preview tomorrow and 6 things we learned from the Leicester FA Cup game coming your way on Sunday. Come on you Blues.